Hello, brand talkers. Welcome to another brand talk session, and I'm still your favorite host, Ojibe. So today we'll be talking about the challenging journey of entrepreneurship, and it's quite an unplanned session because I just woke up and had had this nudging to do this. So maybe this is something I'm leaving for myself in the future, or maybe it's for someone out there. But I don't know. I just had the nudging, and I just had to do this and all. So one thing we can all agree on is this: the entrepreneurship journey isn't the rosy journey, I'll say. Now, I wouldn't want to use the word hard. Rather, I'll say it's a challenging journey. It's a journey that will get you questioning everything you ever believe. You will doubt yourself. You will question everything. Sometimes it can be depressive, but it's a journey that it's worthwhile. It's a journey that if you were just relentless, it's going to pay off for you. Statistically speaking, at least from the few articles I've come, or from the few statistics I've come across, they say 97 to 99, somewhere between 97 to 99% of startups fail all around the world. They don't go beyond the first year. And it's quite a it's quite a scary statistics, honestly, because anytime I remember that statistics, I tend to always like, no, I can't be that 97 to 99%. I have to be the 1 to 3% that succeed. It's just the most. However, I'm not trying to this is not taking away the fact that, like I said, this journey is tasking, it's challenging. It will bring you down, it will bring you to tears, it will bring you to doubting your very existence. And it's quite common, especially in today's world. I see people every day give up on what at a point in their life they thought was this is it, and all. They just gave up and folded and like, nah. And it's painful to watch because it's a constant reminder of that statistics, 97 to 99%. So what do I have to do to not be among that statistics, that 97 to 99%? What do I have to do to be among the memorable 1 to 3%? This journey is so crazy that honestly, I'm just here to share my experience. What I'm sharing today is what works for me. It's what works for me, and I believe, and I'm hoping that somehow someone out there can connect with this, and it can be some sort of light in this moment of darkness. And it's something that will constantly keep repeating itself. I love one there was this WhatsApp status I saw from my friends, one of my contacts, and it was depicting consistency. And consistency is not really about showing up full bar all the time. It's not really about showing up at your 100% all the time. Even when you show up at 0%, even when you show up at 1, at 15, at 25, at 30, at 85, the most important thing is to keep showing up. And that's what this journey, this startup journey, it's all about. And let me be this startup journey, yeah, you can even take it outside business. It's not just about business. It can be about, maybe it's you want to start an exercise routine, right? You want to start eating well, living healthy. Like it's just about you starting a project, and how challenging it is in today's society to like keep showing up every day and showing up at your 100%. But the truth is that you can never, it's impossible to keep showing up at your 100%. That's why it's important to listen to stories. Like I really love the fact that I got to finally read the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the biography of Phil Knight and all. And it was an interesting journey, like going through those years of Phil Knight doubting himself, crying, and trying to figure out what the hell is this Nike project all about. Today we celebrate Nike as one of the successful brands in the world. However, there are stories behind the scene, and it's exactly the same story you and I are going through today, that so long as we stick our guns to it, we can tell our own Shoe Dog story 10, 20, 15 years from now, 5 years from now, depending on how each of our journeys are. But this is what I believe this is what have helped me, this is what I believe should help you as well. We need to create support systems as entrepreneurs. We need to create support system, because without it, this brutal world is going to eat us alive. Because we're going to run to the end of ourselves and just give up entirely. Because you wake up and ask, is it really worth it? And some days it might feel like it's not worth it at all. Now, the first support system I always try to get entrepreneurs to set is what I call the why. Why did you start this? Why did you set up the business? Why are you starting that YouTube channel? Why are you starting that career? Why? Remember, everybody is an entrepreneur. It just depends on whether you're an entrepreneur student, you're an entrepreneur business person, you're an entrepreneur employee, you're an entrepreneur employer. Everybody's an entrepreneur. I actually believe that. So why did you know your why? It's important for you to know your why, because your why is what gets you to the finish line. I know so many days I've gone to bed broken-hearted, crying my eyes out, and I'm not talking about somewhere, so I'm talking about this year in 2022. God, March and April was brutal for me. It was brutal. I had a lot of doubts. I had a lot of things I dealt with. At a point, I felt like withdrawing, but then this support system couldn't just allow me to withdraw. That's why I want to share my support system with you. Maybe someone can latch onto it, and maybe it can help someone out there. You need to know your why. I've written down my why. I put my why in front of me every time this doubting, this periods come. This periods I don't feel like looking at my account is running in, as in there's nothing encouraging about it. Looking at, okay, what is the metrics of measuring success? Okay, probably is it a YouTube channel? How many have you gotten up to 1 million? What are the metrics? The word defines success, and looking at it at that, you're not getting it, and you're asking yourself, is it really worth it? So that's why you need your why. And I have to say this, and I have to say this, and I have to make this statement. Your why shouldn't be about you. If your why is about you, is a very, very shallow foundation. It's like building a skyscraper on a bungalow foundation. It's going to come crashing down. When you make your why about yourself, about how it's going to benefit you, you've lost the game even before you started. And you may not know it, it may not come immediately, but trust me, it won't be a long-lasting game for you. Because your why should be about others. Why are you doing this? That is going to be beneficial to others. Others, if it can be your neighbor, it can be family, it can be friends, it can be the society at large, it can be your generation, it can be the entire world. No one creates value just for themselves. Look at it, the Teslas, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Apples. Whether it's product, whether it's service they're creating for you and I, they're creating for the world, they're creating to make the world a better place. No one creates value for themselves. So your why shouldn't be about you. If you go into whatever you're going into, being that, I want to make more money for myself, I want to be you're going to be heartbroken, because when you make it about yourself, you will see every ton of metric to be like every measurement, every analytics, every statistics will be some sort of attack against you personally. Because let's say you started a YouTube channel, and 1 year down the line you still don't get up to 5,000 views for every time you put out something. Hell, your subscribers are still in their hundreds, probably just still have only 500 subscribers 1 year down the line. Now, because you made it about yourself, you see that as a rejection of you, people rejecting you, and then you turn to see these numbers as just numbers, instead of seeing that 500 people interested in hearing from you, 500 people that feels that believes that what you have to share is beneficial to them. So why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you an entrepreneur? Because if you cannot answer this question, I will advise you right now, leave whatever it is you think you're doing, dust up your CV and go and get a job. You can still be an entrepreneur working for someone. Of course, put your best into it and put your best into your work. Get the best out of it. Make sure you help in driving the person's vision. At the end of the day, you just have to give your best to it. And this next support system you have to set is this: what are the things you are allowed to enter into you? What are the things you watch? What are the things you read and all? And there was this interesting conversation I had with my mentor a couple of weeks ago, and he said something profound, that we should watch the first thing we see or read, the first thing we watch or read when we wake up, and the last thing we watch or read or listen to before we go to bed. It's very, very key. What are you listening to? What are you letting into you? I find it really, I'm sorry for some entrepreneurs that just spend too much time listening to news, whether it's Nigerian news or world news, things that are depressing and all. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't stay updated with what's happening around you, but that at this point, especially as an entrepreneur, you need to be very mindful about the things you allow to enter into you, whether through your eye gate, whether through your ear gate, or your heart gate. Because you need to be mindful about the people you let into your life, the sort of relationships you have, right? The books you read, the movies, like the things you allow enter into you. These should be things that challenge you, inspires you, not things that depress you. Especially being in Nigeria, I have to be very honest, because there's a lot of depressing news. There's a lot of things that depress. I remember this one particular Sunday when they got back from church, and I started hearing about this Owo attack at I think it's Ogun State or so. Yeah, this Owo community attack and all. I refused to play any of the video. I refused to. The best I did was just get a general understanding of what happened, but I refused to play any of the video circulating because I didn't want that to get into me. I did not want that to get into me. You might think it's really nothing, but trust me, our brains have a way of like putting these things and keeping them in folders for us for the days that it's going to, because these are the things that will keep your spirit down, keep you dampened, and then you get to ask yourself, is this really necessary? Is this country really necessarily fighting for? Is this? So be mindful. This is a rule for me. I don't wake up and go straight to either reading my mail or going straight to social media or responding anything. I spend about 2 to 3 hours with myself, reading, studying. First of all I pray, I read my Bible. If there's a book I'm reading for the week or for the month, I first of all deal on that. I spend the first 1 to 3 hours with myself before even I open up to the world, because I want to I really want to help. I want it to help shape how I see the world, because I'm someone that is optimistic. I like to see the beauty of life, and I like to read things that inspire me to see the beauty of life. It's crazy. Like, let's say the first thing I open is social media, and it's a terrible news. My whole day is messed up. My whole thinking, my whole thought pattern is messed up. I won't be able to be creative because this thing has damaged. And so goes the last thing you allow into you before you go to bed. Because like I said, you might be sleeping, but your brain is not sleeping. Whatever you expose your brain to, it's going to be, your brain is going to be processing that throughout the night. And that's what sometimes turns to dreams for us, because our brain is still processing. That's why you watch a scary movie and at night you're still seeing, when you're dreaming, you end up having nightmares, because your brain is still processing the things that you saw. Now, if it's something inspiring, if it's something that uplifts you, what do you think your brain is going to do? Because our brain works 24/7, and especially if you're in the creative industry, it is very important. This is very, very vital for you, because that's where ideas comes to you. That's where you'll be surprised. Sometimes you wake up and then for some reason there's this idea stick in your head from just waking up. You just woke up and then you have this idea. This is because your head has gone through a lot, your brain has gone through a lot of processing, and then our brain never sleeps. So why are you into what you're doing? And then what's the things you let into you? Now, the next support system is people. We spend time reading about, or we spend time believing or praying to God about, bless me with a car, a job, something fancy. But we've not appreciated the best gift of all, especially if you have it, the gift of having people, even if it's just one person that truly believes, that knows who you are as a person. Hey, like, I look at it this way, and I look at it this way and say, do you know the beauty of it, that there is someone, like I said, even if it's just a person, there is someone that you can call by 2 a.m. The person doesn't see it as a disturbance. Because 99.9% of the people in our lives are not there because of who we are. They're not there for us. They're just there because of what we represent, because of what they are able to get. And it might sound harsh, it might sound rude, but that's the reality of life. And I've learned to live with that. I know if there are some things that, if they were not part of my life, there were many people in my life today that won't be in my life. But then I don't allow it get to me, because at the end of the day, I know I still have that 1% or less than 1% that are here for me as a person. And those are the people I can reach out to. And especially when this entrepreneurship life gets really tough for me and I feel like withdrawing, I remember I have these people. I go to them, I hang out more with them, I share with them. And it's important. And one of such is mentorship. Honestly, like I've said this over and over again, and I will keep on preaching it like a gospel. Whatever you're doing, you need to get a mentor. The beauty of having to learn from someone else's experience, like, it's unquantifiable. That I have to learn from this guy's experience. I don't have to make the mistake he made or the mistake she made. Like I said, April 2022 was brutal for me. And one of the people that helped me get through it was my mentor. And aside from that, there are people, like I said, those 1% that are there for you as a person, not because of what you represent or what they can get from you. So, what relationship do you have with people? It is important. I know some of us tend to push people away when it gets to I get the fact that you don't have to share your problem with everybody, and I'm not an advocate of that. However, you were never put on this world to solve issues all by yourself. That was why when God created Adam, God said, not Adam suggested to God, it is not good that the man be alone. It is not good. So it's not good that the woman be alone. It's not good that the man be alone. And if you're blessed to have a partner, your wife, it's the husband. It's a blessing. If you're blessed to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that cares deeply about you, that you see her as truly a friend. If you're blessed to have friends, family, the gift of family at periods like this. I love the way I heard this, and I love the way it was put out. Like, at the time every other thing fails, your gift will fail you, your skill will fail you. Like, I imagine people that are involved with one scandal or the other. You see, everybody deserts them aside from their family, and then those friends that I say that are they are there for you as a person. Every other person deserts them aside from family and your true friends. So you have to be intentional about that circle. You have to be intentional about keeping that circle, nourishing it, like feeding it to grow, because that's a blessing. That is a blessing. I always say, one of the things I'm grateful to God about in my life, I'm grateful to God for the gift of friends. And I'm just talking about the 1,000 and or the so many people I know in my... No. I'm talking about the gift of true friends. People that I call when I cry. And that is the thing. And they listen to me. They share with me as well. They help me. Now, another support system, and this is very, very vital, is, and I'm being very respectful to my atheist brothers and sisters. I do not know how we tend to walk this life just by ourselves. I truly believe in the power of grace, in the power of favor. I believe that there's a God that makes things work for you, especially when you know you can't get through this all by yourself. But the first thing I do every day, unfailingly, no matter how tired, no matter how upbeat or downbeat I am, is to go on my knees and acknowledge that I have a Father, I have a God that looks after my life. That is it. I don't because I've come to realize that this world is physical, yeah. But there's a lot of spiritual undertone. There's a lot of spirit. The spiritual, the supernatural guides the natural. And and it's something that has been clear to me. And you might take this, you might not. You might accept this, you might not accept this. You might agree with me, you might not agree with me. I think it's a matter of personal revelation. There have been doors that have been opened for me in this life that I know it wasn't my skill. It wasn't because I'm likable. It was just purely grace. Somehow, God just did that for me. Until you get to that point where you have that revelation that you cannot guide. It's not for you to guide your path. You can set your path. You can make your plans, but it is not for you to guide your path. That belongs to God. You are not your source. Neither are you your sustainer. Sustenance belongs to God. Your job is just to do. And that's why the Bible clearly says, and this is the word of Jesus Christ. He said that you shouldn't worry about tomorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Tomorrow has enough worry of itself. Focus on today. Focus on now. So many of us are lost in tomorrow, are lost in our plans ahead. And this is not me being disrespectful. I know there are people that love to plan ahead. There are planners, and we thank God for them in our lives, because they, those people help keep things organized in life. I believe so. I deeply believe so. But when you are so fixated on the future, you make yourself God. And I believe God doesn't like competition. That's why he fights. You make yourself arrogant. You make yourself proud. And if there's one thing I know about God, he resists the proud. He fights the proud. Know that this journey is not a journey you can do all by yourself. You need this support system around you. And as important as it is, you need to have that relationship with God. That thing where you go to him and hey, I'm limited as a human. I only see things in perspective. I see things one at a time. But then you see everything. So you help me avoid some certain mistakes. You help me avoid saying some certain things. You help me avoid doing some certain things. And that is the power of acknowledging that there's someone that looks after your life. Now, because you have the support system doesn't necessarily mean that the challenges won't come. It will come. It just makes the challenges easier to go through. It just makes it easier to go through. Like I said, I had a nudging to do this. I don't know who this is for. This is probably me recording for my future self and all. Because I share to, like, I may not have gone in details, but I know I have had my own bouts of challenging period. Times I legit felt like giving up. Like I just was tired. Got to that point, like it was so tired. There was a lot of doubt. And these are the things that lead people to depression, lead people to just giving up. What are your support system? We are not meant to. That's why I keep talking about collaboration. Almost like every conversation I've been having in recent times, like it seems like I can't say one or two things without adding collaboration. We're not meant to operate this world all by ourselves. We're meant to run this race with people, and not just with anybody, with people that we've screened, we've scrutinized, and we found them that yes, they, just like the Bible said, there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. They stick close to us. They are here for us as people because they see the flaws. They are the ones that know you in and out. They see us in and out. They see the flaws. It's not the make-believe or the branded version of ourselves that we put out there for the world to see. They know the real us. So what are the support systems that you have? And if you don't have any, start creating them right now. Especially if you want to set out on this journey of starting anything, starting a project, starting a business, on this entrepreneurial journey. Otherwise, let me save you the heartache. You're going to be in for a whole lot of downs. And hey, let me make something clear here. Failing isn't a sign that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. I like the way my friend put it. I think it was Franklin Peters. You have to learn to fail forward. Because when you fail at something, try it again. And understand that this time around, you're not coming from a place of failure. You're coming from a place of experience. You've learned from your last failure. That's why this journey is a journey for the dogged, a journey for the relentless, the journey for the people that are tired, broken, battered, beaten, but they still show up. So are you consistent? Are you showing up today? This may not be the sort of upbeat, tone you want or upbeat message you have, but I believe this is for someone. And hey, just keep on keeping on. Keep your head high, even when you're beaten. Let's break down mode. Let's reduce this. Let's reduce that statistic. 97 to 99, that's too much. Let's get more people to the finish line. When you get to the finish line, help get others to the finish line. As people like my mentor are helping to get someone like me to the finish line. Because that's the way we make this world a better place. And sorry that this took longer than I imagined, but I just had to pour my heart. And I believe this is for someone out there. Cash it, run with it, and peace. Till next time, I'm Ojibe. You can hit me up on Instagram at IKOJIBE or send me an email, brandtokcommunity@gmail.com. Peace.